Hi students, in this lecture video we'll do some MCQs on electromagnetic induction and we'll concentrate on the part which is called LR circuit with battery. Okay, so DC not AC, okay, mind you. So here the most important thing to understand or remember is students, inductor, it acts like mass in mechanics. Matlab in mechanics, if you remember, mass opposes any change in velocity. So if the body is at rest and you want to move the body, you have to apply force. And when you apply force, the body will have acceleration. And the acceleration is equals to what? Force by mass. Yes or no? So the more mass you have, the less will be your acceleration. The less is your acceleration, v equal to u plus at, right? So if your acceleration is less, then to reach a certain velocity, let's say, to reach a certain velocity, you will take more time. Yes or no? So the more mass you have, the more lazy you will be. It will take more time to change the velocity. So basically it opposes any change in velocity. That is why mass is called the, no, it's a measure of inertia. Similarly, in a circuit, inductor plays that role. So if there is inductance in the circuit, it will always oppose any change in current. So the current will not instantly grow from 0 to 2 ampere or 5 ampere. It will take time. It will take time. The more is the inductance, the more it will take time. Okay. So remember this part. So there will be two situations. One is called growth of current. So you have a inductor, you have a resistor, and at time 0, you are going to close the key. Okay. So if the EMF is E, resistance is R, inductance is L, and at time 0, if you are going to close the key, then current will not instantly rise. Okay. So the formula for current at any time is given by current after a long time, which I call steady state current, then 1 e power minus p by tau. So the moment you close the key, the current will be still zero at that moment, because inductor I told will not allow current to instantly increase, right? So you can see at time 0, if you put 0 here, this will become e power minus 0. E power minus 0 is same as e power 0, which is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. So at time 0, remember, current in the circuit is 0 when it is growing. But that means what? That means if current is 0, your inductor acts like open circuit. Your inductor acts like open. Please remember that. Also, after a long time, when t is infinity, e power minus infinity will be 0. So current will reach steady state. And that time, this inductor will act like short because it will have no role now. Inductor has role as long as current changes. Then only EMF will be induced according to Faraday's law, right? Which opposes the change in current. So after a long time, this inductor will act like short. So the current in the circuit will be very simple, EMF by resistance. If battery has internal resistance, right, small plus small r also, no problem, right? Okay. So remember, inductor acts like short. In capacitor, it was ulta. Okay, so try to remember that way also. Now this tau is called time constant, and the formula is L by R. Okay, so it is easy to remember L by R because the more is the inductance, the more it will take time, I told. So L should be in the numerator. Okay, fine students. So keep this formula in mind. Then for decay of current, there is already current Is in the inductor, and at time 0, the key is closed. So now there is no battery, so this current will slowly decrease with time. Again, inductor will not allow the current to decrease to 0 instantly. So the current will decrease, but it will decrease according to the formula. Current at time t is equal to, let me call this initial current, I naught. So I naught e power minus p by tau. Okay, students, so keep this formula in mind. Sometimes they will ask rate of change of current. So if they ask rate of change of current, you know di by dt. This you have to do. So if the current is decreasing, for this function you find derivative. If the current is increasing, for this function you find the derivative. So this can be asked, remember, very important. Another thing they may ask you, is the voltage. Voltage here though is very easy, no? If they ask voltage at time t, what will you do? Current into R. So voltage in resistance at time t, if they ask, current at time t into resistance. But suppose they ask you voltage across inductor at time t, then what will you do? Minus L di by dt. Okay, now that minus sign you may not need to remember, just calculate the magnitude. Now which term, whether it is positive, negative or negative positive, that I will tell you how to find. But magnitude you find by using this formula, L di by dt. Okay, this formula we have derived already, right? Voltage across inductor, L di by dt. So keep this formula in your mind. And if they ask energy stored here, you know, half Li square, right? If they ask energy here, it will not be stored, right? Here energy will be dissipated as heat, right? So here if they ask energy dissipated, then I square R T. T is the time taken. So all those things can be derived. Okay, please keep these things in mind, students. Okay, all this important formula. And here this tau can be defined as time taken for the current to increase to how much percent? 63% of the final current, because if t is tau, this will be 1 by e. 1 minus 1 by e, if you calculate, that will come 63% of this. So tau is the time taken for current to increase to 63% of final value. Similarly, here if you put t equal to tau, this will be 1 by e. 1 by e, if you calculate, it will come around 37%. So what is time? What is time constant? Time taken for the current to decrease to 37% of its initial current. All these definitions already I have given, so please check. Now let me try to tell you how to find which terminal of inductor will be positive when there is a voltage across the inductor. Okay, so sign of voltage in across inductor. The first thing is current should change in the inductor. If current is constant, there will be no voltage. L di by dt will be 0. So there are four cases. First case, there is an inductor, okay, whose inductance is L, and let us say current is flowing this way and it is increasing. So Faraday's law you have to remember. Okay, so if current is going like this in the circuit and it is increasing, then what this inductor will do? It will try to oppose this current in the circuit. To oppose this current, it will try to create current this way. To create current this way, this should act like a battery whose positive is here, negative is here. So that this will drive a current, induced current this way, which will oppose this increase in current. Okay, students, so this is the way you have to remember. Let me repeat. If current is going this way in the inductor and it is increasing, then inductor's property is to oppose the change in current. So if the current increases this way, this will try to create a current this way. That means this terminal should act like positive. So the EMF induced should be such that this terminal should be positive, so that it will have a tendency to drive current this way, which will oppose this increase in current. So that way you have to remember. And for voltage across inductor, you know what to do. L di by dt. Forget about the sign of all this. Sign you can find from here. Similarly, you may have a inductor. You may have a inductor where current is flowing this way only, but it's decreasing. Then if it is decreasing, to oppose decrease, the EMF should try to create current in the same direction. So current should go this way in the circuit. So this should act like plus, this should act like minus. Similarly, if there is a inductor and current is flowing this way and it is increasing. So if this current is increasing, to oppose, we have to try to create this current. To create this current, this should act like positive. This should act like a battery with positive terminal here. So the current in the circuit will be driven this way. Okay, now, so these two will be similar. And the last one is there is a inductor and current is flowing this way only, but it is decreasing. So to oppose this decrease in current, this should act like a battery which should drive current in the same direction. To create current this way in the circuit, this should act like a battery with positive here, negative here. Okay, so these are the four possible cases in a inductor. Please remember them. Once you remember one of them, others we can find easily, right? Okay, let's try to solve some problems. The last number we did was question number 40. How much we have to do today? Let me check. Yeah, 45 we did. 46 let us do. 46 let us see. Two coils of self-inductance 2 millihenry and 8 millihenry are placed so close together that the effective flux in one coil is completely linked with the other coil. Completely linked. Then what is the mutual inductance between the two coils? They are given self-inductance for the two coils. They want mutual inductance between the coils if there is complete linkage of flux. Means when current flows in one coil, the magnetic field produced is passing completely through the second coil also. Okay. So how to, if you know inductance of the first one, if you know inductance of the second one, how to find mutual inductance between them? So how to do this? Let us go back and remember the formula for inductance of a coil. Self-inductance. What was the formula? L1 equal to mu naught n square A by L. Right? Now let us say this is your first coil. So it has N1 number of turns. Then you have second coil. Inductance is equal to mu naught N2 square A by L. Right? Then when I assume that there is solenoid like this, if you remember one of the diagram was like this when we derive mutual inductance. This way if you coil them, what will happen? When current flows in one coil, the magnetic field produced will completely pass through the other coil also. So there will be complete linkage of flux. So in this case, when there is complete, or let me write 100% linkage of flux between the two coils, then you have the formula for mutual inductance mu naught N1 N2 A by L. Right? Now you can clearly see there is a certain relation between them. This one, this one, this one. What you can do? You can multiply L1, L2. Okay, then you can take square root. So if you do that, see what will you get? Multiply these two. Mu naught square. Then take square root. Mu naught. N1 square, N2 square, if you multiply, it will be N1 square into N2 square. Then take square root. What will you get? N1, N2. Right? First you multiply these two, then take square root. A into A square, take square root. In the denominator, L into L square, take square root L. So what will you get? M. But again remember, this formula is when there is 100% linkage. So in this problem, they said there is no complete linkage. So we can write M equals to root over L1, L2 from this formula. Okay. Now what was the self-inductance for the two coils? One was 2 millihenry and the other one was 8 millihenry. So 2 into 8, 16, square root of 16, 4 millihenry. Which option? C. Okay. Sometimes there may not be a complete linkage of magnetic flux. If there is 100% linkage of magnetic flux, then we can use this formula. So otherwise, if there is 100% linkage of flux is not there, then the formula we write M equal to K root of L1 L2. This K is called coefficient of coupling, or sometimes it is called coupling coefficient. Matlab, how much these two coils are coupled. This will be given in percentage or in decimal, like 0 0.1, 0 0.25, like that. So if this is 25%, which means 0 0.25, then it means 25% of magnetic flux of one is linked with the other. So then you have to multiply here with 25%, which means 0 0.25. If it is 100% linkage, if the coupling is 100%, then we can write directly 1 and then put here 1, this formula will come. Okay, students? So when we derive this formula, remember we assumed 100% linkage of magnetic flux. Okay, let us see question number 14 now. Oh, sorry, 47. The network shown in the figure is part of a complete circuit if at a certain instant the current is 5 amperes and is decreasing. Please underline that. Okay, decreasing at the rate of 10 power 3 ampere per second, then Va minus Vb is equal to 5k volts. Find the value of k. So we need to find Va minus Vb, matlab potential difference between A and B. So the circuit is like this. This is your point A. There is a resistor here, there is a battery here, and there is a inductor here, and this point is B. Resistance is 1 ohm, EMF is 15 volt, inductance is 5 millihenry. Current at some instant they are saying is 5 ampere and the current is decreasing. That is important to find out whether current is decreasing or increasing. Why? Because we need to know the sign of the EMF induced here, right? So for that we need to know current is increasing or decreasing. They have told you the current is decreasing at the rate, modulus only they have given, magnitude only they have given, 10 power 3. Okay, so let us start to solve. So when you go from, see, the best way to solve this is to apply KVL. Okay, so current is flowing this way for resistor, so you know current flows from higher potential to lower potential. So this is plus, this is minus. For battery, this is minus, this is plus, right? For battery, this is minus, this is plus. Now for inductor, current is flowing this way, right, in this part of the circuit, and it is decreasing. So if current is decreasing, then this inductor should send current in the same direction because current is decreasing this way in the circuit. So to oppose this, this inductor should act like a battery which should help this current. Help. So this inductor should send current in the same direction. That means this point should act positive and this point should be like negative. Understood or not? We have discussed just now that if there is an inductor and current is flowing this way and it is decreasing, then to oppose decrease, you have to send current in the same direction. The induced EMF should try to send current in the same direction. To send current this way in the circuit, this should act like a battery with positive here, negative here. So that current goes this way. Understood or not? So that is how you have to find the sign. Okay, then this is given. So please make a note of this. Now, to apply KVL, we need a closed loop. So let us imagine this is plus, this is minus, and this is your closed loop. And the potential difference is between A and B, which we have to calculate. So I'm assuming this is plus, this is minus right now. If this comes positive, then whatever I assumed is correct. If this comes negative, then it means this is negative potential, this is positive potential. Okay, so let us try to calculate, let us try to find. So use KVL. So start from this point, go like this. So from here to here drop, no, plus to minus. I am moving along the current. Along the current, if you move, it is drop in potential. And drop I have taken positive. So current into resistance. Then for battery, minus to plus is rise. So it is positive. Or rise is negative. And for this inductor, minus to plus rise. That is also negative. For inductor, how do we write voltage? L di by dt. Then from here to here, there is a difference of VAB. And from minus to plus, I assumed. So it is rise. So minus VAB equal to 0. So this is how you have to write KVL for this loop. Start from one point, come back to the same point. Whatever changes in potential are there, you keep adding the changes. The total change must be 0 because you came back to the same point. Now, if the total change is 0, you know that some changes should be positive, some changes should be negative. What we have decided in our regular classes, drop we will take positive, rise we will take negative. But to know whether the potential is dropping or rising, we need to know polarity of each point. Yes or no? So for resistor, it is very easy. If current is going this way, this is higher, this is lower. For battery, though, the lines only will show. This smaller line means negative, this bigger lines means positive. For inductor, it will be challenging. So if current is going this way and it is decreasing, this will act like a battery which will try to send current in the same direction so that it opposes the decrease in the current. So this should be positive, this should be negative. So this is the KVL equation at any given instant. Okay, now what is I into R? I is 5, R is 1, so this is 5. EMF magnitude is 15. L is 10 power minus 3. Rate of change of current is 10 power plus 3. Inductance is 5 millihenry. So this is 5, this is minus 15, this is 5 millihenry means 10 power minus 3, and the rate of change of current was given 10 power 3. Don't put minus, okay, because the sign and all we have written here already. You have to only put the magnitudes. Minus VAB equal to 0. Minus 3 plus 3 will cancel, minus 5 plus 5 will cancel, minus VAB will go that side. So VAB is coming minus 15. That means my assumption that this is higher potential is wrong. This is actually lower potential because you are getting VA minus VB negative. No. So actually it is what? VB minus VA. Actually it is VB minus VA should be 50. And this was given 3K or 5K. 5K. So if this is given 5K, K must be 3. Okay, so they should have given in the question VB minus VA, not VA minus VB, because VA minus VB is coming negative, students. That means VA should be at lower potential. So it should be higher potential minus lower potential. Understood or not? Okay. So keep that in mind. So when you don't know, you just assume one terminal to be positive, other to be negative, and apply KVL. Another way to do is forget about KVL. Another way to solve the same problem is you keep adding the changes in the potential to the potential of this. Then when you reach here, you will get potential of this. Another way I am showing you. So start from here. Potential is VA. Right? Then you keep adding or subtracting whatever are the changes in the potential. Then when you reach here, you should get potential of this point. So VA. This is plus to minus drop. So this one I have to write minus. Okay, minus I into R. 5 into 1 will be 5. So because the change is negative here, because you are going to lower potential. Minus to plus rise. So plus 15. Here it will be minus to plus rise. So plus L is 5 millihenry. Di by dt is 10 power plus 3. Then you reach here. That should give you potential of V. So these two will cancel. Plus 5 minus 5 will cancel. So VA plus 15 will be VB. So you can see VA minus VB will be minus 15. same answer you will get, right? But here if you apply this technique, then here if you are going if you are going along decreasing potential, then minus, increasing potential plus, because we are adding changes in potential to get this potential. So whichever method you feel comfortable, you can apply. Okay, let us solve question number 48. The current in the given circuit is increasing at the rate of 4 ampere per second. So di by dt is 4 ampere per second, that is the magnitude, and current is increasing that rate. So at certain instant, current is increasing at this rate. The charge on the capacitor they want at the instant when the current in the circuit is 2 ampere. The circuit is missing. Okay, so please draw the diagram. There is a battery like this. There is a capacitor. There is a inductor, and there is a resistor. And there is a resistor. Okay, so current is shown to be this way. The EMF of the battery is 4 volt. This is C. This is 3 microfarad. This is 1 Henry, and this is 1 ohm. We have to find charge on this capacitor at this instant when the current was 2 ampere and current is increasing at what rate? 4 ampere per second. So we have to apply KVL obviously, but before we apply KVL, we have to find the sign of different parts of the circuit wherever there is battery or resistor or inductor. So for battery it is very easy. This is plus, this is minus. Now for resistor, current is going this way. So its current in resistor flows from higher potential to lower potential. So this is plus, this is minus. For capacitor is also easy. If current is coming this way, then this will become positively charged, this will become negatively charged. Right? If current is coming this way, this will become positively charged. For inductor is the challenge, right? Current is going this way. Now it is increasing. So to oppose increase in current, this increase in current, this should act like a battery which should send current this way. To send current this way, this terminal should be positive and this should be negative. Already I have explained the 4 cases, right? Okay. Once we have done that, then apply KVL. Start from one point and go like this and come back to this point. Plus to minus for battery is drop. Drop I take positive, plus 4. Then from minus to plus is rise. Rise I take negative, minus Q by C. This is the formula for potential difference for capacitor. Then for inductor, I am again going from minus to plus. Minus to plus is again rise. So minus, what is the formula for inductor? L di by dt. And this is again from minus to plus. Minus to plus will be again rise. So minus I into R, that is equal to 0. So that is how you have to apply KVL. So this is 4. This is basically EMF, right? Plus to minus was drop, positive, minus to plus rise, negative, minus to plus rise, negative. And for resistor also minus to plus rise, so it's negative. And I went like this. So EMF is 4. This is Q by C. Let me write Q by C only. Q we have to find. L is 1. Di by dt is 4. Current at that instant is 2. Resistance is 1, equal to 0. So this 4 and this minus 4 will cancel. So minus Q by C will be equal to minus 2 into 1 will go that side, 2. So minus Q or Q will be minus 2C. Q will be minus 2C, which means Q is equals to minus 2 into what is C? 3 microfarad. So 3 into 10 power minus 6. So Q is minus 6 microcoulomb. So I calculated this Q, but it came negative. That means the final answer should be, this should be minus Q, this should be plus Q. That is how the charge will be distributed. So when you don't know, you start with this assumption. After solving, you will come to know whether your assumption is correct or wrong. Okay. So answer is 6 microcoulomb. Check with 6 6 microcoulomb is given, option C. Okay, let us do the question number 49 now. A small coil of radius r is placed at the center of a large coil of radius capital R, where capital R is much greater than small r. The coils are coplanar. Coplanar means they are in the same plane, and they should also say they are concentric. Matlab centers should coincide. The coefficient inductance between the coils, mutual inductance they are asking. So one radius is capital R, one coil is having radius capital R, one coil is having radius small r. They should be concentric, centers should coincide, and coplanar. Radius of capital R is, radius of the bigger coil is much larger than smaller coil. Okay. Now, to find mutual inductance, what I should do? Pass current in the bigger coil. Then try to calculate flux in the smaller coil. And then check what formula will come. From there we can find the mutual inductance. So if current I1 is flowing in the bigger coil, how much magnetic field it will produce everywhere? Now that we cannot say. But if small r is very small, if this coil is very small, then I can assume all these points are very close to the center. Yes or no? So whatever is the magnetic field at the center can be assumed is same as here also, here also, here also, here also. So I will assume everywhere here magnetic field is same as at the center. At the center we know the formula for magnetic field due to this current. What is the answer? Mu naught I1 by 2 this radius of the coil which is producing the magnetic field. That is 2R. This formula we know, no? If there is a current I, then at the center magnetic field is mu naught I by 2R. R is the radius of the coil. So we are first calculating magnetic field produced by the first current in the first coil. Then let us calculate flux linked with the second coil. So flux linked with this I can assume, if I assume everywhere magnetic field is same, then I can write B1 into area of the second coil. That is pi R square. B into A. Then you substitute for B magnetic field produced by the first coil. Mu naught I1 by 2R pi R square. So flux linked with second coil will be mu naught pi R square by 2R times current in the first coil. Then now you know from definition that this is your mutual inductance. This is how mutual inductance was introduced. So mu naught pi R square by 2R. Mu naught pi R square by 2R. Option B. So this is your mutual inductance. Okay, so this one I did for circular. Sometimes they may ask for square. So how will we do? So let us imagine I have a extra, okay? I have a square, big square, and at the center I have a small square. This side is L, let's say, and this side is small l. I want mutual inductance. So what I will do, first I will pass current in the bigger coil and calculate the magnetic field at the center. Since this area is very close to the center, I will assume everywhere magnetic field is same as at the center. Now how to find magnetic field due to a square at the center? For that you need to remember, if you have a straight finite wire where current is going this way, let's say, and you want magnetic field at some point here, then you have to first find this R perpendicular, distance between the point, perpendicular distance between the observation point and the wire. Then from the two ends you have to draw this line. This angle is 45, this angle is 45 in this case. Otherwise you just write, let's say, theta 1, theta 2. Okay, then the formula for magnetic field was at this point due to this current, finite straight wire, remember, was mu naught I by 4 pi r sine theta 1 plus sine theta 2. Sine theta 1 plus sine theta 2. This was the formula. Now, if it was infinite, you know theta 1 will be 90, theta 2 will be 90. Sine 90 plus sine 90 will give you 2 here. And 2, if you divide by this 4, you will get 2 in the denominator. Then you get formula for infinite wire, which is mu naught I by 2 pi r. So that is how you can check whether you wrote the right formula or wrong formula. So let us calculate magnetic field here due to this straight path. So this is magnetic field here due to this current. Okay. So first I will calculate due to this straight path. So if I draw these lines, this is your R perpendicular. Yes or no? So let's use the formula. Mu naught I by 4 pi. What is your R? This distance here. It is L by 2. Right? Into sine theta 1. Theta 1 means this angle. Now you know that this angle will be how much? If you continue here, this will be 90. This whole thing will be 90. From here to here will be 90. So this will be 45, this will be 45. So 45, 45. Right? This is also 45. So 45, 45 will give you this 90 also. So this must be 45, right? So sine 45 plus the other one is also 45. So sine 45. And both the angles are in the direction here we have taken. So in the derivation, in the formula, we have taken this positive for this one, this positive for this one. Okay. So sine 45 plus sine 45 will be 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2, 2 by root 2. 2 by root 2 will give you root 2. So this is root 2. And this 2 and 4 will cancel. So here 2. So this is the magnetic field at this point due to one of the straight wire. But there are 4 such straight wires. So total magnetic field will be 4 times this. Understood or not? See, this will produce magnetic field here this way, outward. This will produce magnetic field here outwards. This will produce magnetic field here outwards. Put the thumb along the current outwards. And this will produce magnetic field here. Put the thumb along the current outwards. So everywhere a magnetic field here is outwards due to these 4 straight parts. So total will be 4 times. Which means if I cancel here, this will become 2. So this is the magnetic field due to the current in the first coil. Now I will calculate flux linked with the second coil. What is the area of the second coil? It is L square because it is a square, so side square. So if you substitute here, you will get 2 root 2 mu naught by pi L times L square then I1. So this should be your mutual inductance. Okay. Pause the video and write. Let us see question number 50. Okay. The coefficient of self-inductance of two coils. Coefficient of self-inductance of two coils is given to be L1 equal to 0.01 Henry, L2 equal to 0.03 Henry. When they are connected in series so as to support each other, I will tell the meaning, so as to support each other, then the resultant self-inductance becomes, resultant means total self-inductance is 0.06 Henry. The coefficient of mutual inductance. So for this kind of problem, students, we need to remember some concept. Not just remember, we need to memorize. But this is not in the board syllabus. Okay. Now, they are kept in series, remember. So inductors in series we don't have in the syllabus, but still formulas we need to know. If you have two inductors like this, okay, and let us say there is no flux linkage, matlab these two are quite far, you assume, so that whatever magnetic field is produced here is not linked here. If you assume that if no flux linkage means they are very far, Then the total self-inductance in series is given by L1 plus L2. So they behave like resistors in series. So total resistance in series was R1 plus R2. So in case of self-inductance, total self-inductance in series is L1 plus L2. In parallel, it will be what? L1 L2 by L1 plus L2. So this you try to remember. Okay, but in this problem they are asking mutual inductance. So clearly there is some flux linkage. So if flux linkage is present, that means if they are near, then there are two possibilities. One is the currents in the two coils, the current in the two coils support each other. Support each other. Support each other means, let me try to first explain here. Okay. So current in one coil is like this, current in another coil is like this. So current is going like this, and here also same way. So the magnetic field produced here and the magnetic field produced here are in same direction. So whatever magnetic field will be linked from here to here, that will support this magnetic field. So if the current flow is in same direction like this, if it is clockwise here and here also it is clockwise seen from one of the side, then we say it supports each other. If it supports each other, the total self inductance in series will be given by L1 plus L2 plus 2M. L1 plus L2 plus 2M. This you have to memorize. There is no other way. Now, if they oppose each other, if the current in the two solenoids oppose each other, how are we going to do that? First, you make a note of this. Now, to oppose each other means here current flows like this and here it goes like this. So current is flowing this way and here is going this way. So if this creates magnetic field this way, this will create magnetic field this way. So these two magnetic field, whatever magnetic field from here will be linked here, that will not support, that will oppose. In that case, the total self-inductance is L1 plus L2 minus 2M. So that standard formula we need to memorize. We can't derive it, students. It takes a lot of time. So if they are very far, usually that is what is given. If they are quite far, if they say there is no linkage, if there is no linkage of magnetic flux, this is the formula. Otherwise, if there is some flux linked from one coil to the other coil, then self-inductance is L1 plus L2 plus minus 2M. Plus is used when the currents support each other, and minus is used when they oppose each other. Oppose each other. Okay, so try to remember this formula. In this question, they told it they support. So it was mentioned it supports. Current in one coil supports the current in the other coil. Then we have to use the plus one. So total self-inductance will be L1 plus L2 plus 2M. Total self-inductance is given 0.06, 0.01, 0.03 plus 2M. This will be 0.04, it will come this side. So 0.02, 2M. So M will be 0.01 Henry. Divide by 2. Okay. So 0.01, option C. 51, let us see now. This type they may not ask you in general, but still, if by chance it is asked, we should be able to answer, right? So I'm trying to give you all the formulae which are included in the chapter. Two identical solenoid coils, each of self-inductance L each, are connected in series. So they are in series. Their turns are in the same sense. Their turns are in the same sense means it is going like this for the first one. For second one also like this only. So the currents will support. So it will be support. and the distance between them are such that the coefficient of coupling is half. Remember I taught you about coefficient of coupling, that is half, or the 50%. Then the equivalent inductance of the combination, equivalent inductance in series. Now if they were very far, I would have written L1 plus L2. Both are given LL, identical, no? So I would have written L1 plus L2, L plus L, answer would be 2L. But here they are saying there is some kind of coupling between the two coils, means some current, some magnetic field of the first is also passing through through the second coil. So in that case there will be also mutual inductance, so plus 2M. Why plus? Because it is supporting. Now if you know coefficient of coupling, then we know the formula M equal to K root over L1 L2. This I have given in one of the previous question. So in this problem it will be K is half, so root over L1 L2. So in terms of L, if I find L1 is L, L2 is L plus 2M, M is half root of L into L, so L square. 2 cancel, L should be 3L. So instead of the answer being 2L, it is actually 3L. Okay, so keep this in mind. Option C. Okay, let us see question number 52 now. You see, two coils are at fixed locations. Two coils are at fixed locations. When coil 1 has no current and current in coil 2 increases at the rate of current in coil 2, di2 by dt, increases at the rate of 15 ampere per second. The EMF in coil 1 is equal to 25 millivolts. So there are two coils fixed at fixed location. When current in second coil increases at this rate, current in the first EMF in the first coil is given 25 millivolt. 25 millivolt. Then they are saying when coil 2 has no current, when coil 2 has no current and coil 1 has a current of 3.6 ampere, this is second situation, flux linked with coil 2, they are asking. So very simple problem. To calculate flux in second coil due to current in the first coil, we have to use mutual inductance because we know this formula, phi2 equal to M into I1. But M2 we can find from this formula, right? So EMF induced in the first coil is M minus M di2 by dt. Right? This formula we know from our regular classes when we did the theory. EMF is induced in the first coil. See, flux linked with first coil is equal to mutual inductance into current in the second coil. If current in the second coil changes, then flux linked with first coil will also change. So EMF will be induced in the first coil. According to Faraday's law, it will be d phi 1 by dt. Then if you substitute this flux here, Mi2, M will come outside and then you will get this formula. All these formulas we have discussed, right? So here only magnitudes were interested, so forget about this minus sign. So what is the EMF induced in the first coil? 25 millihenry, 10 power minus 3. Mutual inductance we don't know. Rate of change of current in the second coil is 15. So mutual inductance is 25 by 15 into 10 power minus 3. 5 3s are 5 5s are. So 5 by 3 into 10 power minus 3 Henry. That is the mutual inductance. So now to find flux linked with second coil, I can use the same mutual inductance because M12 is same as M21. So flux linked with second coil will be mutual inductance into current in the first coil. Mutual inductance is 5 by 3 into 10 power minus 3. Current in the first coil is 3.6. So this will be 3 1s are 3 2s are. 5 2s are 10, 0, 1 carry, 5 1s are 5, 6. So 6 into 10 power minus 3 Weber. Sorry, 6 into 10 power minus 3 Weber. So that will be the flux linked with the second coil. 6 milliweber, right? Milli. Okay. Let us see question number 53 now. So question number 53, it says two solenoids A and B are placed near to each other coaxially. Coaxially means they have the same axis. Number of turns of A is 400. Number of turns of A is 400 and number of turns of B is 700. A current of 3.5 ampere in coil A. In coil A current of 3.5 ampere produces an average flux of 300 into 10 power minus 6 Weber microweber each turn of A only. So this is the flux through each turn of A only. Okay, keep in mind, and a flux of 90 microweber through each turn of B, remember, when current in coil A is this much. Find EMF induced in B. Find EMF induced in B when current in A increases at the rate of 0.5 ampere per second. That is your DIA by dt. Okay, so we have to find EMF induced in B when current in A changes at this rate. So we need to find mutual inductance. Now how to find mutual inductance? They have given current in A, right? And they have given flux linked with B, right? So flux linked with B, I can write mutual inductance into current in A. Yes or no? Flux linked with B is mutual inductance into current in A. The flux linked with B will be how much? How many turns are there? 700 into. Each turn has this much flux. So 90 into 10 power minus 6. And current in that coil was 3.5. Right, so this will be 7 into 9 into 10 power minus 3. 1, 2, 3 zeros are there, equals to m into 3.5. Yes or no? 7 5s is 35, no? So 0.5. So m will be 9 divided by 0.5 into 10 power minus 3. 0.5 means 1 by 2. 2 will go up. So 18 millihenry. 18 millihenry. That is the mutual inductance. Once we have found the mutual inductance, to find EMF in the coil B, when current in coil A changes, I can write mutual inductance into dIA by dt. See, this is relation between flux and current. This is relation between EMF and rate of change of current. Take d by dt both sides. You will get this formula in magnitude. Okay, so mutual inductance is 18 millihenry and current is changing at what rate? 0.5. So this is again half. So 9 into 10 power minus 3 volt. So it will be 9 millivolt. 9 millivolt, option D. In millivolt they are asking. Okay, 54, let us see now. An electric motor operating on a 60 volt DC supply So EMF is 60 volt DC, draws a current of 10 ampere. Draws a current of 10 ampere. If efficiency of the motor is 50%, if efficiency of the motor is 50%, the resistance of its winding, the resistance of its winding, the coil which is used. Okay, so what happens, students, is in a motor, when you give this much volt, when you supply 60 volt, efficiency is 50%, remember. Now efficiency means your output power by input power. So in the input you are giving current into EMF, this much input power, but in the output you are getting current into some voltage, okay. So this current will cancel, so this is the efficiency. So your output voltage, where the resistance is R, this is the load resistance, basically output resistance in the output of the EMF, you can say. So from here we can calculate the voltage given. So EMF, efficiency is 50%, that means half, and EMF was 60. So voltage is 30 volt, right? Okay, once we know the voltage is 30 volt, current we know is 10 amperes. So we can write V equals to I into R. V equals to I into R. So V is 30, I is 10, R we have to find. So R will be 3 ohms. R will be 3 ohms. Okay, what is the answer? Option A. Okay, now the remaining questions are based on LR circuit. Okay, let us do question number 55, students. So they have given you, sorry. So they have given you a circuit like this. This is a coil which has inductance L. And in this problem, they have also told that this coil has resistance R, same as this resistor. So that is important. That means this is not an ideal inductor. Ideal inductor will have only inductance. So that way also we will try to solve the problem. But in this question, they have told this inductor has inductance L, and the coil which is used to make the inductor also has resistance R, same as this. And these two bulbs are identical. The question is, when this key here is switched on, what will happen? Okay, what are the happenings they are asking after you close the key? So in option A, if you see, they are saying B2 lights up earlier than B1. B2 lights up earlier than the B1. Let us check that part of the question. Is it correct or not? That part of the statement. You know that when you close this will also get this voltage. Once you close this will get this voltage, this will also get this voltage, right? But this has inductor, so in this branch current will take time to grow. So at time 0 already, you know, inductor acts like open, so at that instant will be no current here. So this bulb will not glow at that instant, it will take time, but this will glow instantly. So it is very correct that B2 lights up earlier than B1. Then in the same option they are saying after a long time both the bulb will shine equally bright after a long time. Now after a long time, what I used to tell you, inductor will act like short provided it has only inductance, but this has resistance also. So you have to replace it by a resistor with resistance R. See, if you have ideal inductor which has only inductance, then once steady state is reached, the inductance will not have any property to oppose the change in current because steady state has reached already. So current will not change now. So this will not have any role. So I used to tell replace this by short. But if they say this wire has resistance also, then resistance, though it opposes current, resistance does not oppose change in current. Inductance opposes change in current, right? So you have to replace it by resistor if it has a resistance. Okay. So once you replace this by resistance after a long time, you can see this total resistance and this total resistance will be same, because bulbs are identical. These two are also same resistance and same voltage is applied, you can see. So whatever current goes here, same current will go here. So whatever power will be developed here, same power will be developed here. I square into resistance of the bulb, I square into resistance of the bulb. So in that case, both will shine equally bright after a long time. So option A is correct. When will they not shine equally bright? If let us say this has only inductor, then after a long time you will replace this by short. Then you can see this part will have less resistance than this part. So here more current will flow. In this branch, more current will flow because this will have less resistance than this branch. So if more current will flow, this will glow with more brightness. If this has only inductor. Okay, so keep that in mind. Very nice problem. Hope everyone understood. Okay, let us see question number 56 now. In a circuit, inductance L and capacitance C are connected as shown in the figure. Okay, so let us draw a figure. There is a ammeter here, capacitor here, resistance R1, and here there is inductor, resistance, and another ammeter A2. R2, this is R1, this is L. Here there is a key and there is a battery. So this is a DC circuit. Okay, question number, how much this is? 56. Okay, so A1 and A2 are ammeters. When key K is pressed to complete the circuit, then just after closing the key, the reading of the current will be 0 in both, maximum in both, 0 in A1, maximum in A2, maximum in A1, 0 in A2. So when you close the key, so when you just close the key at T0, just after closing the key, what I have told you, inductor will act like open or short open, and capacitor will act like short. Correct? So if you do that, capacitor will act like short, inductor will act like open. Once you just close the key and wait. So at that instant you can see here no current will be there. Here current will be maximum. So A1 will show maximum reading, A2 will show 0 reading at that instant, because this inductor will not allow current to change at that point, at that instant. Okay, so maximum in A1, 0 in A2, option D. So just you have to remember this. Okay, what if they ask after a long time? Then after a long time, inductor will act like short, capacitor will act like open. So now this will show maximum reading, this will show 0 reading, because after a long time capacitor will be fully charged. So no current can flow in that branch, right? Let's see the next question. Question number 57. Figure shows a circuit that contains three identical resistors with resistance 9 ohm. So each resistor has 9 ohm. Two identical inductors with inductance 2 millihenry, and an ideal battery with EMF 18 volt. The current I through the battery just after the switch is closed. There is a capacitor also. They have not mentioned the value of the capacitor. So they want the current I through the battery, they want just after the switch is closed. Let's draw the circuit first. So here is the battery, here is inductor, here is resistor, here is resistor, here is one more resistor, here there is inductor, and here there is capacitor. Okay, so what will happen at time 0, they are saying, when the switch is closed. So when the switch is closed, inductor will act like short and capacitor will act like, sorry, inductor will act like open, capacitor will act like short. After a long time, you know, this will act like just a wire without any resistance if it is pure inductor. If it has some resistance, then it will act like a wire with that resistance. In capacitor, after a long time, you know, it acts like open. So at time 0, at the start, they will act this way. Inductor will act like open, capacitor will act like short. So this will act like open, this will act like short, and this is inductor, this will act like open when this is closed. So this is how your circuit will look. So how will the current flow? Let us see. So the current I that comes will, here it will not go. It will come here and here, right? So you divide here and here. That will go here, and these two will add and come here. So to find the main current, what I will do? Find the equivalent resistance. So these two are in parallel. So it will be R R. R R is in parallel. So total will be R by 2. So 9 by 2. That is your total resistance. So you can replace these two by one resistor. Okay or not? So the current flowing through the battery, the main current will be EMF by total resistance. EMF is 18, total resistance is 9 by 2, 2 will go up. So 4 ampere. So current in the battery will be 4 ampere at that instant when you just close the switch. So 4 ampere, option D. 58, let us do now. Try to find after a long time also how it will be. What will be the current after a long time. After a long time, capacitor will act like it looks. It looks like open, no capacitor. So after a long time, it will act like open. Ulta it will be, okay. And inductor will act like, just like it looks like short after a long time. But okay. Question number 58. A coil of inductance L equal to 300 millihenry and resistance R equal to 2 ohm is connected to a source of voltage 2 volt. So EMF is 2 volt. The current reaches half of its steady value in what time? Current reaches half of its steady value in what time? Okay, so we have to find this. This is based on growth or decay. This is, since battery is connected, is growth. So for growth, what is the formula? Current at any time is equal to current after a long time, which is steady state current, 1 minus e power minus t by time. Now this current is given half of this, right? Let me write here only. Half of steady state current, t by time. We have to find t, okay? Time taken we have to find. So this will cancel. So half equals to 1 e power minus t by tau. Bring it this side. So e power t by tau minus t by tau will be, take half that side. So 1 minus half will be half. Then if you make this power positive, this 2 will go up. So t by tau will be log 2 base e. Then if you cross multiply, time taken will be tau into log 2 base e. Now let us calculate the value of tau. Tau is L by R. For capacitor circuit, it is RC. For inductor resistance circuit, it is LR, L by R. So L is 300 millihenry. 300 into 10 power minus 3. Resistance is 2. So this is 0.3 divided by 2. Yes or no? 0.3 divided by 2. This is 0.3 divided by 2 into log 2 base E. Log 2 base E is approximately 0.7. The value of log 2 base E is very common in physics, but right now you may not be knowing because we have not done radioactivity. Once we do radioactivity chapter, this number will be very common for us to remember. So it is 0.693 actually. but approximately I can write 0.7. So 0.3 into 0.7 divided by 2 will come approximately 0.1. It is given. So let's check. 7 3s are 21. So 0.21 divided by 2. So 0.21 divided by 2 will be approximately 0.1. So option B. Okay, let us see the 59th question. So in 59, they are asking an inductor L equal to 100 millihenry and resistance R equal to 100 ohm and a battery with EMF 100 volt are initially connected in series as shown in the figure. So they are connected in series, okay? So L, R and battery. So L, R and then battery. After a long time, the battery is disconnected after short circuiting the points A and B. So here is a point A, here is a point B. The current in the circuit 1 millisecond after the short circuit. After the short circuit. So what they are doing is first the circuit is connected this way. Then after waiting for a long time, this battery is removed and these two points are joined. Then you know current will decay. But we have to first find what was the current once it has reached steady state, right? So steady state current, how to find? You know steady state current is E by R, because after a long time, if you wait, after connecting the battery, if you wait for a long time, your inductor will act like short. So the current at that time will be steady state current. That will be E divided by R. Yes or no? So E is 100, R is also 100. So 1 ampere current is flowing right now. Now what you are doing, you are taking this circuit and you are joining A and B by removing the battery. So now that current will be from this moment onwards. If you try to calculate, that current will be your initial current now. Yes or no? So after the current has reached steady state, they have joined A and B, removing the battery. So from this value, current will start now decaying, decreasing. So this will be your initial current also, no? From here, if you start calculating. So they are asking what will be the current after what time in the circuit 1 millisecond after short circuit. So after you short circuit A and B, after time 1 millisecond, 1 millisecond, what will be the current they are asking? So this is decay, right? So for decay, what is the formula? Current at any time is initial current e power minus t by time. Correct or not? So initial current is 1 e power minus t by time. So to calculate this now, what we will do? First we will calculate tau. Tau formula is what? L by R. So L is given 100 millihenry. So 10 power minus 3. R is given 100. So it's 10 power minus 3 seconds. Remember the units of tau should be same as seconds. L by R. Time constant it is, right? So it is that much seconds, which is 1 millisecond. Now after what time they want 1 millisecond only? So time taken is 1 millisecond. Time constant is also 1 millisecond. So this will be 1 e power minus 1. 1 millisecond will cancel. So 1 by e. 1 by e is 0.37. So the current will be 0.37 amperes. 0.37 amperes. Oh, here they want in terms of E. So it will be 1 by E amperes. Option C. Okay, let us do 60 question. Question number 60. So in question number 60, a coil of inductance L equal to 8.4 millihenry and a resistance of 6 ohm is connected to a battery of 12 volt. The current in the coil is 1 ampere approximately at approximately the time. So at what time the current will be 1 ampere, they are asking. Again it is growth. So for growth, what is the formula? For growth, the formula is current at any time is final current, steady state current, 1 minus e power minus t by time. So steady state current we know is E by R. So 12 by 6, which is 2 ampere. So 2, 1 minus e power minus t by tau. They want the current to be 1 ampere. So current they want to be 1 ampere. So this will be 1 by 2 equals to 1 e power minus t by tau. Same calculation we have done already. So time taken will be tau into log 2 base e. Option is in terms of what? Some number only they given. Now tau, let us calculate. Tau is L by R. L is 8.4 millihenry divided by R is 6. So 2 3s are 6, 2 4s are 8, 2 2s are 4. So 4.2 divided by 3. So 3 1s are 3, 3 6 are 3. So 1.6 into 10 power minus 3 seconds. Right? Okay. Sorry, this is 3 1s are 3, 3 4s are 2. 3 1s are 3, 1 carry, 3 4s are 12. So 1.4. So time taken will be tau is how much? 1.4 millisecond, matlab 10 power minus 3 second into log 2. Log 2 value I told is approximately 0.7. So they want the answer in terms of what? Millisecond, right? So this will be 7 4s are 28, 8 2 carry, 7 1s are 7, 8 9. So 0.98 into 10 power minus 3 is a millisecond. 7 4s are 28, 8 2 carry, 7 1s are 7, 8 9. So approximately 1 millisecond. Approximately 1 millisecond, right? Okay. 61, let us do. In LR circuit, current at time 0 is 20 ampere. So that is initial current is 20 ampere. It reduces to 18 amperes. After some time it becomes 18 ampere. The time constant is how much? They want time constant. In what time? But after 2 seconds. So this happened after 2 seconds. They want time constant. Growth or decay, this one? Decay, right? So for decay, what is the formula? For decay, the formula is I equals to I naught e power minus t by tau. So I is 18, initial current is 20, e power minus t by tau. So 2 9s are, 2 10s are. So 9 by 10 equals to e power minus t by tau. So if I make this power plus, 10 should go up. So 10 by 9 will be equal to e power t by tau. So log 10 by 9 base e will be t by tau. Tau time taken is 2 seconds. So time constant will be cross multiply 2 divided by log 10 by 9 base e. Now they want numerical value or just this one? Yeah, this one only they want. So option C, 2 by log 10 by 9 base e. Last question you see, 62. So question number 62. It says, in the following circuit, the switch is closed at time 0. So let me draw the circuit first. Here there is one R, here there is one R. Switch is here. So battery like this. R, then L, R, 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 L. So in the following circuit, the switch is closed at T0. Initially, there is no current in the inductor. Find out the current in the inductor as a function of time. So we have to find current in this inductor as a function of time. So clearly students, once you close this key, current will flow. Of course, this branch at that moment will not have current. But the moment you close this, here current will not be there, right? Because at that instant, this will act like open. So that time current will not be there. But as you wait, current will go there. So we have to find how the current changes with time in this branch, in the inductor. Now the problem is this is growth. So growth, you may think you know the formula for growth. I equal to I steady e power minus 1 minus e power minus t by tau. But we need to find this and we need to find this. These two things we have to find. So let's calculate steady state current first. So at steady state means after a long time. So after t is very large, you know that your inductor will act like short. So the diagram will look something like this. Right? This part will have only this resistance. Yes or no? So what will be the main current coming? Main current. So to find the main current, the EMF I should divide by the total resistance. Total resistance is how much? R and R are in parallel, so R by 2. Then R by 2 is in series with R, so plus R. So this will be 2 EMF by 3R. Right? So that is the main current. But will that current go in this branch? Because we have to find current in inductor, remember. So this is steady state current in the inductor. We want here. Here remember. So what will be the steady state current in the inductor here? Well, these two are in parallel. So whatever current comes here will divide. And since they have same values, resistance, current will divide equally. So it will be main current divided by 2. Yes or no? So main current divided by 2 will be E by 3R. So this part we have found is E by 3R. That is the current in the inductor. Okay. This is steady state current. This is steady state. Here right now at some time, once you close the key, at some instant some current will be flowing. That current we want as a function of time. Okay. 1 minus e power minus t by tau. Now the second thing is to calculate tau. Now how to calculate tau? Now there are too many resistors. If only one resistor is there, is L by R. So here we have to apply the same technique which we did for RC circuit. So what I used to tell, wherever is capacitor, open it. Wherever is battery, short. First short the battery. Then see how much resistance the capacitor will see. That is your effective resistance which you should use in the formula for time constant. Similarly, first we have to short the battery. So short battery. So if you short the battery, the circuit will look like this. Then across the inductor, how much resistance you will see, that you have to calculate. So from here, if you see, these two are in parallel, right? These two are, I can draw the same R here also, no? Like this also I can do, whether I draw this here or here. So R and R in parallel will be how much? R by 2. That R by 2 will be in series with this R. So inductor will see how much resistance, effective resistance will be 3R by 2, R by 2 plus R. So the final current formula that it will look here as a function of time will be E divided by 3R, 1 minus e power minus time taken by time constant is 3R by 2, 2 will go up. So this will be the formula. So which option matches with this formula, we have to check. E by 3R, 1 minus e power minus 3R t by 12, no. R effective. It is L by R. Sorry, I have done mistake. This is R effective. I should not put R effective here, right? I should put tau here. What is tau? Tau is L by R effective. So that will be equal to L by R effective is 3R by 2 will go. So will be time taken divided by tau. Tau is 2L by 3R. 3R will go up. So that will be the formula. Minus 3RT by 2L. What I did was I was substituting R effective here. This is not R effective. This is time constant. So time constant is L by R effective, and that R effective to find, there is a separate technique which we have already discussed in RC circuit. So if you revise that once, you will understand this even better. But again, I am telling you, no, wherever is battery, you short the battery, and from the side of the inductor, calculate the effective resistance seen by the inductor. Okay, so these are the problems based on your LR circuits, and some other questions also we did. From next class we will see. Okay, so thank you.